Welcome to our CBI Update Series, which highlights questions and answers related to the Caribbean Citizenship by Investment CBI programs. Today we focus on the CBI program in Dominica. It is unfortunate that we have been unable to locate any press statements on Dominica's response to the latest EU CBI concerns, as expressed in March 2025. However, according to earlier reports, the island had previously implemented significant reforms to its migration investment platform. These include both unilateral and regional initiatives to address issues of transparency, security, and due diligence that have been highlighted by European authorities. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit spoke to some of these issues during a press conference held on September 30, 2024.
We in Dominica on our own, we have done a number of things. And one of the major things which will come into effect in the first or next month, October, is the establishment of an independent due diligence unit, which will be under the aegis of the FIU, and so they'll be responsible for reviewing all of the files and advising on which applicants will be successful or not, based on the due diligence reports and also based on the report from the GRCC. All of the persons who will be working in that unit have been vetted by the RSS, Regional Security System, and the GRCC, so that we maintain the high standards that we have maintained over the years. And so I want us to understand in Dominica that we're not opposed to anybody raising questions about the program. Sincere, honest, legitimate, transparent questions.
Regional collaboration and joint measures. Dominica has embraced a collaborative approach with neighboring nations to address European Union concerns about Caribbean CBI programs. In a decisive move, Dominica joined forces with three other Caribbean nations, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Grenada, to sign a Memorandum of Understanding MOU on March 20, 2024. St. Lucia also subsequently signed on 2 months later, on June 3, 2005. This agreement represents a unified response to external scrutiny and aims to standardize practices across participating nations. The memorandum focuses on several key areas of cooperation. Standardization of procedures and regulations. The agreement establishes uniform operational standards across all participating countries, including shared legislation governing CBI programs, standardized application forms and procedures, harmonized due diligence protocols, enhanced information sharing. A crucial component of the agreement involves greater transparency between member nations, regular information exchange between program administrators, sharing intelligence related to potential security or compliance risks, coordinated communication with international partners, minimum investment threshold. Perhaps most significantly, the agreement mandates an increased financial barrier to entry, commitment to raise minimum investment requirements to at least $200,000 by June 30, 2024. Previously, Dominican citizenship could be obtained for as little as $100,000. Direct engagement with European officials. Dominica has actively engaged with European authorities to address concerns directly. In January 2024, Dominica hosted a delegation from the European Union, including the head of visa policy units, for direct discussions about the program. Prime Minister Skerrit reported positive outcomes from these discussions. The meeting with both the delegates was productive as they were happy with what we have done and what we are doing. I think the visit has changed their perspective towards the citizenship by investment program of Dominica. According to Skerrit, European officials conducted thorough investigations and audits of the CBI program during their visit. He asserted that both EU and UK delegations acknowledged the constructive use of CBI funds for Dominican development initiatives and were satisfied with the positive impact of the program on the overall growth and development of Dominica. Specific program reforms. Beyond regional coordination, Dominica has implemented targeted reforms to address specific concerns raised by the European Commission. Addressing name change concerns. One particular issue highlighted by European authorities was the potential misuse of name change provisions. Prime Minister Skerrit specifically mentioned that, quote, "In Dominica's case we have dramatically dealt with this concern," unquote. Name changes are generally prohibited in Dominica's CBI program. Applicants seeking citizenship through the CBI program are not allowed to change their names within a certain period after obtaining citizenship. Specifically, a person who, within 5 years of receiving a certificate of naturalization, changes or seeks to change their name, other than by marriage, may be deprived of their citizenship. This appears to be a direct response to European security concerns. Comprehensive review measures. The Dominican government has described taking very comprehensive measures to allay and to set aside the concerns of the European Union and other partners. These measures appear to be part of what Skerrit describes as an evolving process of program refinement. Context of European concerns. Dominica's responsive actions come amid significant pressure from European authorities. In October 2023, the EU raised specific concerns about Caribbean CBI programs and proposed regulatory changes that would make it easier to suspend visa-free travel privileges for citizens who acquired their passports through investment schemes. The EU Commission reported that Dominica had allegedly sold 34,500 passports, 4 times more than what the Dominican government had reported, raising questions about transparency and oversight. In March 2025, the European Parliament's Committee on Civil Liberties, Justice, and Home Affairs voted 41-10 to amend visa regulations specifically targeting countries offering citizenship through investment. European concerns centered on several issues: inadequate security checks and due diligence, risks of money laundering and corruption, citizenship granted without genuine connection to the issuing country, ongoing challenges. Despite Dominica's responsive measures, challenges remain. The country also faces pressure from the United States as well. Recent reports from the Trump administration indicate that Caribbean nations with CBI programs, including Dominica, may face travel restrictions in the future. But according to Prime Minister Skerrit, his government has not received any official communication from the United States on this, and he has since instructed Dominica's ambassador to seek clarification. However, the silence from the U.S. to date is deafening, and may be further cause for concern. Dominica has responded to European Commission concerns over its CBI program through a multifaceted approach, combining regional collaboration, direct diplomatic engagement, and specific program reforms. The centerpiece of this response is the Memorandum of Understanding with 4 other Caribbean nations, which standardizes practices, enhances information sharing, and raises minimum investment thresholds. However, some observers have noted that none of the measures implemented to date addresses one of the EU's core concerns, that Caribbean CBI countries, quote, should be deterred from using visa-free access to the Union as a tool for leveraging individual investment for citizenship, unquote. In other words, don't use access to the EU as a sales pitch for passport promotion programs. And while Prime Minister Skerrit expressed confidence that the measures implemented adequately address European concerns, the March 2025 statements from the EU indicates the exact opposite. This ongoing scrutiny from both the European Union and the United States suggests that Dominica and other Caribbean CBI programs will continue to face international challenges, requiring further adaptation and transparency measures to maintain its viability. What are your views on this, and what more do you think Dominica and other Caribbean CBI countries can do to satisfy EU demands? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and look out for the other videos in our CBI Update Series. Next up, the St. Kitts and Nevis CBI program. See you in the next video?